Hey, Kevin and Keith here. Um, Kevin wrote a real interesting article on the derived roads on the Players Forum at Beat the Casino. So I wanted to have him offer some color commentary and give some insights of what he was seeing. Because a lot of times when we do these kind of follow-up videos to these threads, we can add a little bit more insight and answer a lot of questions that we're getting about them. And it was a great thread. And again, sometimes I think the problem with the derived roads is most players just simply forget about them, Kevin.
Mm-hmm. Or don't know about them. They don't understand them.
Yeah, and I guess really understanding them, understanding how they're derived, is one thing, but understanding how to use the information that's presented is probably something else. You'll have to forgive me.
It's more important.
Yeah, it is more important.
Knowing what to do with it is more important.
Exactly, is what to do with the information that's presented to you. And it kind of ties into our last topic that we talked about, Kevin, where we were talking about the mindless player who just goes in, I guess, basically for fun and bets anything, or the educated guess player that just basically uses one statistic. And then to your point, where you did your calculated risk, that when we talked about it's better to be a calculated risk player, taking into consideration a lot more variables that come into play in Baccarat. And that's what the derived roads will add to the calculated risk type scenario player. So
yeah, they're part of the calculated risk, actually. They're part of the elements that I'm looking at.
Okay, so this first one, take a close look at you wrote, take a close look at the pictures of some of the different shoes I encountered recently. And obviously you were playing Stadium Baccarat, probably Palace Station or one of your favorite places here. And this first one, Kevin, take note, the derived roads look nothing like the main road, which is the banker player outcome,
Yes.
but definitely an example of important clue to help to decide which side to bet. In this first example here that I have up, what was the one that you looked at first? Was it the Big Eye Road there?
Well, let me explain real quick, just a couple of things. Okay?
Sure.
You can see the top part of it's the bead plate, or it's bead road in this instance. But
yes.
I put bead plate. Okay. The next part is the main road or the shoe.
Right.
The big road, whatever you want to call it. That's the shoe. That's the banker player, results of the hands.
Yes.
Those bottom three charts, if you will, whatever, are the Big Eye Boy road, the small road, and the cockroach pig. Mm-hmm. Why they have those names, you can research that yourself, and you'll see they're, ancient Chinese secrets, whatever. So the idea is a couple of years ago, as you recall, we did a seminar in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Yes.
Right? It was May of 2023, I believe. And that previous December, January, in that time frame, I had finally decided to determine, well, what are the derived roads, and would it help me be a better Baccarat player?
Yeah, we pretty much ignored them, didn't we? I think up to that point.
I did for 20-some years.
Yeah, some people looked at them, but we really didn't give them that much significance. But go ahead.
We never discussed them even hardly, So anyways, I looked into it and I said, oh my gosh. The reason they call them derived, if you will, is because they come from the information of what has happened previously on the main road.
Yeah.
And all it is, it's really kind of a chart of what has happened on the main road.
Yep.
Okay. And it, like the closest thing to that, if you look at it over time, if you look at this instance, look at the Big Eye Road on the left-hand side there, the bottom left-hand side.
Yeah, where you have one.
It looks fairly close to the main road.
Yeah.
Because that's only going one event back. That's calculator capturing information from one event back. Player, bank, play. What I mean. Whether it's 1 in a row, 2 in a row, 3 in a row, 4 in a row, whatever. Mm-hmm. The small road starts, or some people call it the hamburgers. That's the middle one there. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That's tracking 2 events back. And then the cockroach pig, the third row, some people call it French fries, some people, whatever, the slashes, whatever you want to call it. That's going 3. That's keeping track of the 3 events back. How is that playing out compared to what's happening more recently? Okay. There's all sorts of videos, to really understand them, you have to get into a fairly long explanation, and it'd be better that you can do this on your own. Anybody watching this video can do this on your own. But the idea is that I realized, this is going back to almost 3 years ago right now, I realized that there was information from playing the derived roads that sometimes was much easier to follow than what was on the main road.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And this is one particular example of that.
I think one of the things, if I could chime in there, Kevin, I think, to your point, it seems like the derived roads, just kind of a way to think about it. Like in that in the first one there, it seems like it filters out some noise. It's like a subset of the main road, but then it'll filter out some noise that would get you to look at the game another way. If you look at the first one there, you'll see that it's mostly 1s and 2s, and if you look at the main road, that could get skewed a little bit, So it seems to filter out some noise, is the way I like to look at them.
Yeah, and sometimes the main road will be real clear, and the derived roads won't be as clear.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's just giving you another element, okay, for analyzing what I'm calling calculated risk. Are you going to bet? Which side are you going to bet on? You can only bet on player banker, okay? Right. And why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this particular example, you can see that there came a point where the small road, the middle road there on the bottom,
right,
got to the point where I just call it red and blue. Red is not banker, blue is not player.
No, right.
You can see there that for a period of time, I don't know how many in a row, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's about 14 or 15.
Yeah.
In a row.
Right here.
Well, if you saw that pattern on the main road, banker or player, 15 in a row, I don't care what anybody says, you better be on that until it dies. Yeah, it is going to end, but don't bet against it.
One thing I observed with the derived roads, it seems like, and it's just anecdotal, obviously, but in that case, there are 14 in a row. Like, I can't remember the last time I've seen a 14 in a row on the big road. To be honest with you, they seem to present themselves with more easily identified patterns every once in a while. In this case, obviously blue, 2 back, I guess, in this case is really like, extending itself out, and it's rather interesting.
It's what you kind of makes sense if you look up above. You kind of see that if you go 2 events back, each hand, you keep going 2 events back, 2 events back. It is kind of choppy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It's all 1s, 2s, and 3s there towards the end of the shoe, or towards that part of the shoe. Okay. And the blue color generally indicates, we'll do it this way. The red color generally indicates that it's pretty much moving along about the same all the time. You know what I mean? It's behaving 2 events back are kind of the same.
Right.
The blue indicates that it's more chaotic, which would be chop, which would be 1s, 2s, 3s, this. It's hard to figure out.
Yep.
It's not, blue is not bad, red is not good, red is not bad, blue is not good on the derived roads. Okay. All they are is a illustration of what is going on that's happened up to that point in time. Then there's a thing, some people call it the predictor table, some people call it the forecast, some people call it whatever. It's labeled right. You can barely see it in that particular picture. I think it shows up better in the next picture, but you can barely see it.
Let me scroll down.
It actually says next round in this one. Yeah, next round. That's what's up on the, and you can't see that in that first. If you go back to the first picture, Keith, you can't see it. A very top right-hand corner of the picture. You can see the NE.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So those blue solid circles, the hamburgers, whatever you want to call them, that element was so strong
Yes.
that helped me identify that the best thing I could do was play what the shoe was doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was easier to figure it out from looking at that long run of the blue, and then you see it chopped one to a red, and then you had
Right back to blue.
5-4 blue.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it just was much easier to determine what to do, what to bet on, just by following. You know, we call it follow the shoe, just by following what was happening on the drive road, on that particular drive road.
Yeah.
That's all I had to do.
Very interesting. So here's the next one. On this one, Kevin, you said this here was a French fry game, you know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Very good.
Again, you've got the three. If you look at the player banker, if you look carefully, you'll see in that picture players at 44, bankers at 44.
Right.
So guessing player or banker, win, lose, win, lose, you know, whatever. Okay. But it got to a point in this case on what they call the cockroach pig road, whatever, the third of the derived roads. I can
right
point
here. Yeah, you can see all the blues. Yeah.
Yeah. Where those the blue French fries, slashes, whatever you want to call those, they developed an incredible pattern of TBL.
Yeah.
Which is one of our main elements of, you know, determining what risk to take. You know, if there's something that stands out in the shoe, play what's standing out in the shoe. Don't bet against it. Don't bet against it. If you don't want to bet, don't bet. But don't bet against it.
Yeah, absolutely not. Well, that's a real great example there. I don't see how anybody cannot see that. But again, you know, and you look at the banker player disparity on the big road. You know, you wouldn't see any real bias. It's just all ones, twos, and threes. Yet when you go down and analyze the derived roads, you see, you know, kind of a real trend or a bias, even if we can go that far. But yeah, it's definitely time before last there on blue. Okay.
And what you want to do is, we call it confirming. I'm not just doing this rotely. I'm confirming it with other things. I'm statistics and I'm keeping track of on a piece of paper.
No, I know you're using the 5Ds.
Right, simultaneously. I'm not like that's part of the calculated risk. I'm not just looking at, you know, the drivers. We'll go back to the driver analogy of a company that sells auto insurance. They will employ people to do risk management, not just on cars, but on people themselves. And how do they compare with the general population of people that are the same age, the same whatever, kind of have the same kind of cars, whatever. And for that person, they'll develop a special quotation. And if you go knock on your neighbor's door and he's got the same car and everything else, his quote might be different.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's part of the calculated risk I'm working on. I'm looking at so many different variables. And it sounds cumbersome, and it is somewhat.
Well, but
I've had to train myself to do this.
Yeah.
Why? Because all I care about is winning. I really don't care. I got to work to win. That's fine. I'll do the work.
It's not such a bad environment when we sit in the casino keeping track of statistics and winning money, you know, and it's comfortable when you're playing stadium and so this is one thing to look at, the derived roads. Let me scroll down and see what else is on this thread. More to follow, but in the meantime, if you really want to understand corporate, again, this Thursday we're going to have a shindig online for our premium members. Thursday, 8:00 Eastern time, 5 p.m. Las Vegas time. We're going to be going into the details of the derived roads, kind of a rehash of some of the things. And it's going to be like Ask Us Anything type seminar. We'll set up some of the basics, maybe pull some stuff from our seminar in Biloxi where we did the derived roads. But, you know, any confusion about it, anyway, how to tie into 5D and how to tie into the 10 best bets, which is another thing. We'll bring all those components together and we'll talk about the derived roads. So I think, if you're not a member, sign up below. If you are, see you on Thursday nights. Kevin, any closing statements here for the Derived Roads and our seminar coming up on Thursday?
Yeah, just the fact that every shoe is different.
Yep.
Every shoe is different. And you have to have as many tools at your disposal to try to calculate and decipher what's going on and what is likely to go on, because that's where you make the money, is being accurate on what's going to go on next, what's going to happen next.
Of course.
And no, I can't see into the future any better than anybody else. What I can do is interpret the information that I'm being given, okay, and put it into my mind, if you will, and make better decisions.
Yeah.
Many times making a decision not to bet because it's confusing. It's not making sense to,
That's one that everyone forgets, is like, if you really don't see any reason to bet, don't bet. And of course that they want you to bet as much as many times as possible, which is the whole game of the casino. But in any event, that's what we're going to be talking about. It's a great thing. We'll get everybody squared away. You can get the 5D manual, by the way, for free at Beat the Casino. If you don't have it, grab it. You want to get some more insights and come to the seminar on Thursday. Come on. If you're a premium member, you're more than welcome to stop by Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Las Vegas time, and whatever it is in the middle of America, 1 or 2 hours difference for everybody. But we'll be doing it, talking about it. And, there'll be a lot of professional players there, and we'll have a great time and give you some valuable insights into the game of Baccarat. So, Kevin, thank you so much.
No, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah, that was pretty good, man.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm glad that people were,